Hi guys! We are in the lovely Hungary and we are in front of the Visegrad castles, a place that should be visited by everybody. I like it really much.
Forest pedagogy has a lot of benefits and strengths, I'm convinced. And forest pedagogy is very much more than just knowledge transfer. It's so important to communicate about the situation of the forest and that they need help, about the work of the foresters. And forest pedagogy can do this in a way which is not only information, it's more, it's communication, it's participation, and you can get children or even adults involved into the topics. They can find their own way of interpretation of nature, of forests, and this is a way of learning which even makes more fun than learning into the classroom. So just in a few words, I think these are the strongest benefits of this kind of educating people.
I think that the forest pedagogy methods can be combined with the use of digital tools the same way as you can incorporate digital tools in your everyday life. It just needs to be done mindfully, like you can choose whether it's better to really sense the environment or there is some space for some digital reality, and then you can really combine the methods, but you should be really careful about using, for example, your mobile phones. The best thing is actually to put them down and to have this, we call it detox, digital detox, to have it in the forest. But I wouldn't say that we should completely avoid using digital devices. Sometimes for orienteering, for example, we can use digital maps, or we can have extra information about the setting, where are we. Also, these geocaching games can be useful. There are also good examples of using digital tools, so it depends. It depends to use them wisely. If you do it properly, then it's advisable. But in my opinion, the forest already offers so much in terms of the experience that it's really just small part of the forest pedagogy, the digital tools. So I would suggest to focus more on the real world when going to forest.
The digital stuff, it's the digital part of the conference was really new for us. So we are trying to get some good experience. It's always a challenge, you know, whether to balance more digital or more analog. And also for us, it's always hard to decide whether to move more into digital world or stay in the analog world. But the knowledge of where is the border and how far can we go with the digital, not to be losing the analog one, this is a very important for us.
I can say on my experience that nature and forest helps to take their attention away from digital, but it takes time. Firstly, they are a little bit scared and they are like, why? It's more interesting to be in this phone, cell phones, in internet, but when you take them to the forest and show them something interesting, then they are engaged and they want to be there. So our job, I think, is to find this interesting thing to teach them, to notice, then we can encourage them to learn more.
Forest pedagogy can be combined with digital tools in several ways, I think, because digital tools, like for example, if you have an application to decide what kind of species you have, then it can help you to discover which species you have around. Like taking a picture of the species and finding what species is this. . And other ways is that you can have a trail with GPS coordinates, and when you arrive at a certain point, maybe you can find a question there or a task. So it can be like a treasure hunt for the GPS point, and then you can have a task there. So I think it can be a way to make variations in the teaching methods, and also to help you with the facts you need about the nature. You can find it there in the spot.
The smart devices I have never used before. These special apps by telephones, I have ever thought that they shouldn't be used in the forest. But today I discovered that there is a good way to use them and to make pupils to use them in a smart way, not to use it too much or to forget the real life.
We should incorporate. It's not just a possibility, it's a must, I think, to incorporate some of these. Of course, it depends on the circumstances and the types of the groups we are getting, the age groups, and of course the infrastructure of the forest school we can work in or we work in. But of course, the usage of these digital stuffs should be limited in the forest, because when you go to the forest, you go for the forest and for nature, and not for scrolling and not for social media.
Well, in my experience, I just made several youngster camps during the summertime, and I experienced really the nice thing that they were out of reach. They couldn't actually use their social media, and at first they were like crying, but and then they made actually the best friends with others. And I guess this is all about the connection in real life that forest provides, and also these groups that work together to make an exercise or to find something in a forest. They really reconnect in the real life in a meaningful way.
I think it's difficult for the nature environment to draw the attention from children who are occupied with digital tools or something, digital screens. Because when they are into this digital world, I think they are so absorbed in it, so they forget about the rest of the world. But if you take them away from the screen and put them in the nature, I think they will forget the digital world immediately, because then they will experience and, well, they will look around and they will have ideas how to play and to engage in the nature instead. So I think if we just take them away from the digital and put them in the nature, then they will start playing and explore the nature.
The greatest thing of forest pedagogy is for me to be outside in the nature, in the forest. And this is the safe place for me. And there is a lot of things that I can use for teaching. And this way, I don't need to buy things, I just use it, what I can see. And forest pedagogy, it helps us to show people, to the children, that everything is changing and it's quite interesting place to be.